Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. When I was in college, I had a job that had me working overnight for a time, and I was always told that the worst time of it, and I can attest to it after having done it, was the hours between 2 and 3. That's when things weren't normal, and they never were through much of the time that I worked overnight. But in this episode of Babylon 5 called Hour of the Wolf, they address that in the form of Ivanova, who explains to Lita Alexander that her father used to take a glass of vodka rather, to keep away the wolf, and two smaller shots of vodka just in case they had cubs while they were waiting. But this Hour of the Wolf was between 2 and 3 a.m., and it's kind of interesting that that's brought into this particular episode. We don't know what's happened to Sheridan after the end of last season, last week in our case, but an entire summer has passed by wondering what's happened to Sheridan and to Garibaldi, and the people on Babylon 5 are still not certain whether Sheridan is alive or not, and the worry over him goes past the point of anybody even thinking about Garibaldi, except for G'Kar. So we begin 2261 with some of our characters displaced. Londo and Vir are now on Centauri Prime and find that the Emperor, Cartagia, is insane, and they have to do something about it, while everybody else in court are too scared of him to even try. We know that the ambassador, the Medusan ambassador, is... he's not Kosh. We're pretty certain of that. I was thinking for a time that Kosh was basically not dead, but just came back under an assumed name. We are all Kosh. But this person is different. Lita pointed that out. And so what his intentions are somewhat different than Kosh's, and that shows some interesting things going here. And we know that this ambassador has been putting his psyche into Lita for her to be able to go out and carry out some things in a more secretive manner than he'd be able to do in his large environmental suit. So we have a situation to where Delenn and Ivanova are in mourning, but in mourning for not knowing what's happened. I think that they could probably get behind the idea that Sheridan was dead if they had any proof that he was. All they know is that nobody leaves Z'ha'dum, and their attempts to find out more came up with nothing. So that's where we're left right now when we want to know what the situation with Sheridan is. And we know that he's coming back. He's still top billed. So how is it that he is going to get himself out of what he's into when everybody else has given up on him? And I suspect that we're going to see something out of Garibaldi in that regard, because he is on a secret mission without question, and maybe G'Kar will get to the bottom of it. But meantime, we have more of a part for Vir and for Lennier than we've had recently, and that's a good omen of this, and we'll probably see more of Lita Alexander as well. So that is kind of where we're starting off this fourth season of Babylon 5, and it looks like things are going to get real here, because they were told by the network at that time that the fourth would be the last season. And so they tried to get all of their serial plots all in the fourth season, and then when they found out they would get a short fifth season, they waited for the finale to go there. But most of what's going to happen in the rest of the series will happen in the next 20 episodes or so. So I invite you to stick along with me, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. We have, of course, Deep Space Nine that we will be reviewing tomorrow. We have another episode of Lower Decks, which we'll see on Friday. And, of course, on my other channel, Ron on Retirement, we may or may not have something Thursday, but seeing that it's Thanksgiving in the United States, that may be pushed off. But for now, that's what we're planning on, so we hope that you will be along with us. And until then, don't go far.